All right. Good morning. I think we're live streaming to my Facebook, my RTT Facebook, but I guess we'll see what happens when we get off this. So, good
Awesome.
morning, everybody. Today is Tuesday, January 11th. You are on season 1, episode 2 of Modern Perfect Strangers with Matt Howard and Brooke Silva. So, how was your week?
Good. Good. No complaints. No
Yeah.
complaints. Just working. Yeah.
We are hitting a cold snap in New England. This is ridiculous.
Yeah.
I know you love
It's
it. You're like an outdoorsy, like I get to put my mittens and snowboard on and go outside and
yeah.
play. And I'm like, find the fire, find my mug.
Yeah. I found I took the dog out this morning and I'm like, it's not that bad out. It's could be worse.
I mean, and
Could
then
be
the wind blows, right? And you're like, oh.
Yeah. Yeah. You just gotta be prepared. You just gotta, put a jacket on, put a winter hat on. You'll be fine.
So I have one of those teenagers that would be in shorts and no jacket every day. Like, have you seen those
That was
specimens
me.
walking
That was me
around?
growing up. That was
Okay.
100%. Like at the bus stop, it'd be
Yep.
snowing. I'm wearing like a t-shirt and shorts.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't get it because I'm freezing. So today was one of the first days ever. He had to go off and shovel his car because now he drives. He's paying for a car. So he had to go outside and actually like start it, scrape it. And he came in and he was like, I think I'm going to go grab a jacket and change my pants.
Go put pants on today, Mom.
No, he's actually good with the pants, not so much the shorts, but it's definitely the no jacket, no mittens. Oh, I'm cold just watching him leave for the day. And
Yeah.
fun fact about me, I sit on a heating blanket all day at work in my office. I have heated booties on my feet, and I have a vest that you plug in and warms you up. That's how cold I live. So
I work, I do most of my work in my finished basement, and I don't turn on the heat down here.
you're an animal.
It
You're an animal.
just, my body acclimates just fine.
I
I
can't
get
even
used
think
to it.
about it. Like I'm getting cold thinking about it, and I have all my heated stuff. Like
Yeah. I go upstairs like in the middle of the day, like, I'm like, oh, it's hot up here. Gross.
everybody's looking at you like, simmer down, Matt, simmer down. So, do you have our book?
I do. I do indeed.
Our pretty book?
Yeah, you can't see it because our sweet background, but
I know, right? But I'll flash it up on the screen. Yay! And I'll make sure we've got all our links up like last week. But today we have our question. What is our
yes.
question?
Today's question is, what's worth celebrating today?
Ooh, oh, you want to do personal and professional like last time?
Sure. Yeah, sure.
All right, so hit it. You want to go first, or you went first last time,
I went
right?
first last time, so you can go first this time.
Oh, all right. So, personal, my husband is back in school. It's like start of semester, all that. He's going to school to be a physician's assistant. So he is back in school. Yesterday was orientation for the semester, and I don't know. I love that he's like me and he's just a perpetual learner. The man is always learning something to certify or taking a class or teaching a class. So we have those educator brains together. And he's been a paramedic almost our whole lives. Fire, paramedic, always in med services. And he's always wanted to do more and more. So a couple of years ago, I said, so let's do more. Apply to the schools. It doesn't matter that we're going to be in our 40s. Let's just get you there. So he had his first 6 months last year, and now he's in his next semester. So that is exciting. That is super exciting. Stressful on the household, a lot of moving parts. He's studying, so he can't, we try to give him space to study, try to give him a place to study. And we're very lucky. His work is very accommodating to his schedule. And he probably gets more studying done at work than he does at home. So it's like
Yeah.
right? Like it's a great
Yeah.
place to be. And then let's see, professional. I finally got notice that my certification for teaching the languages of appreciation is approved. So I can facilitate trainings for appreciation in the workplace, which is one of my favorite topics.
Sweet.
And I got picked to host with one of my friends, Mike Hillary, our market center tech trainer calls that we do all of the everyone in the with KWRI. It's a national call. I'm going to be teaching agent goals the next few weeks. So helping our market center tech trainers help you guys get your goals into command, or even if you don't know how to figure out your goals, like the tools. I created a really cool calculator on my website that I never thought I could do to like figure out, okay, if you want to sell this many units, this is how many people you have to add to your database every day. I was like, whoa. I had a busy week between our last call. So
nice.
How about you? Personal and professional.
All right, personal. What's worth celebrating? Yeah, to me, I think the fact that I got out of bed this morning and every morning out of my on my own accord, and I have a bed to get out of. I think a lot of the small things go, uncelebrated and unnoticed. I'm really, I think that's worth celebrating, especially on a day like today where it's freezing outside, right?
It is
absolutely cold out. The fact that I have a roof over my head and a bed to sleep in, definitely think that's worth celebrating. Personally, I was just watching like a TV show the other day where it was about like the homelessness crisis like across the United States and how so many people don't have that or are one missed paycheck away from being homeless. And
it's scary.
Yeah. So
it's scary.
So I think that's worth celebrating because I don't want it to go unrecognized, that it's something that I'm super grateful to have.
And you know what's funny? So that's something we probably take for granted every single day, right? When you've got a bed to sleep, when you've got food to eat or a vehicle to get you places. I shouldn't look at the comments on certain Facebook things, but I always do, right? Because I always want to see what people are saying. And the amount of negativity around schools being canceled for the temperatures is heartbreaking. It's, well, in my day, I walked to school, and it's all these. But I think people forget you could be a 7-year-old in Boston. You don't have the right gear to go outside. Don't have warm clothes. You probably didn't have breakfast yet because breakfast is served at the school. And now they want you to walk to school in, -20 wind chill. I love that they're canceling the schools for this. When you've got a district where poverty is, the numbers are large, I think it's so important. So I love that you pick something that seems so simple, but it's not so simple at the end of the day.
Yeah, for sure. It's just something that you have, I'm grateful for, that I'm aware of. It's I got to get out of a comfy bed, warm, cozy.
With your nice snuggly doggo.
Yeah, he's back in bed though. He does not. He's not an early riser. He's like, "Oh, you're up. Can you take me out? Cool. I'm gonna go back to bed now. I'll see you at 11."
Don't forget to feed me 4:30 sharp, right?
Yeah. He eats breakfast at 12:30. Eats dinner at 5.
Oh, the life. Life.
Tough. Spends all day on the couch, covered in more blankets. Yeah, living a rough life.
That's my dog too. So professionally, what you got going on? I saw some fun posts for the year. You've already got some closings under your belt.
Yep. So I had a closing right before the new year, which is nice. They had been searching for a long time, so I'm glad that they were finally able to get in their house. We were able to get that property closed. It was kind of a scramble at the finish, but able to get that done. I do have a closing tomorrow as well, so I think that's worth celebrating today. Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
We get to everything goes well. So we have our final walkthrough this afternoon. We'll close tomorrow. And a good friend of mine's back in town from Florida, so I'm hoping to see him this week. I think that's also worth celebrating. So we're trying to get together.
That is fun.
So that should be nice.
I got to see a friend I haven't seen for months over the weekend, and it was like her kid's sick, she's sick, our kids were, don't want to commingle germs before the holidays. And then we finally got to go out to lunch with her and her kids on Sunday, and it was just so nice to just go out to lunch. Like it was, you don't realize how much you take
Yeah.
that for granted in the past, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, especially right now, right? To like find like to go sit somewhere and like feel some like sense of normalcy. Um, yeah, it's incredible to like go out and try and do those things. Um, yeah, because you're just like so used to like, all right, am I allowed to go here? Is this place open? Are we gonna show up and it's, you know,
it's
are they
closed.
gonna still be there?
I know. And it's stressful too, because it's like masks, no hugs and kisses, hi, but then we're all sitting at the table together and it's still weird. Like we're still trying to just figure everything out, right? And what's safe and what's not, and the rules change daily, but I'm glad you have a friend coming in now. You also have a vacation coming up.
Yeah. So that's definitely worth celebrating. Not quite today. I try not to like get too overexcited about it, but 2 weeks from today I'll be leaving. I'm going to Colorado for a snowboarding ski trip with some of my closest friends. It'll be my first time going out that area out west to ski or snowboard.
Ooh,
So I'm really excited just about the terrain and the challenge that it's going to be, and spending time with my friends that we don't get to see as much now that we're getting older, and we're a bunch of them are having kids, and yeah, so it'll be nice to just go out and spend a few days away and
nice.
see
Where are you
see.
going out
We're
there?
going to Steamboat Springs, Colorado.
Ooh, so if our
Yeah,
friends watching have any recommendations for places Matt has to eat, make sure you drop them in the comments for him and let them know. We know how I feel about food, so gotta go to
yeah.
all
So
the
that's
restaurants.
super exciting. Started looking at like I'm watching like terrain videos of like what the weather's like out there. They've been getting a bunch more snow than we have here, obviously, and yeah, just trying to get psyched up for that. I might try and go out this weekend to get on the slopes around here, try to
Nice.
kind of gear my body up for it, so that way I don't get out there for the first time this year 4 days straight not ready to for my body to be like, what are you doing? Why are you
Yeah.
even doing this?
Ow. Ow. Yeah, no, snowboarding is hard. That's a physical sport. I have little cousins who do it, and I watch their little reels on Instagram, and I'm like, they are insane. Ugh. And they're cold. You're not cold when you're doing it, but to me, it looks cold.
Yeah. And when kids these days, like they're all crazy. They like go off. I'm not like a go off jumps and like do backflips guy. My board is mostly on the ground for all intents and purposes. But like kids these days are like, yeah, watch me do this quadruple backflip, like do this, and I'm just like, nope,
Listen,
no,
I hurt my back sneezing now that I'm
yeah,
over 40. So, like, you're not going to see me doing any triple backflips off
yeah,
a ski.
yeah, exactly. It's like I'm lucky if I can bend down to strap my boots in my board. Never mind, like yeah, doing like crazy like 360s off jumps and stuff. I'd much rather be in the trees. I'm much more of a glades,
Yeah.
kind of like get lost in the wilderness out there, lost but not lost,
Yeah.
which can be slightly terrifying, especially on the bigger mountains. When you're just like, yeah, let's go through these trees, and an hour later you're like, where are we? We're not supposed to be here.
So, do you bring a GPS with you, or you have your phones if you get.
Yeah, my phone. We all have,
Okay.
I have my Apple Watch, and I'm like Magellan, so I have like a really good sense of direction.
I am not.
Um,
My husband calls me Magellan for how much I get lost. Like in the hotel rooms, like we go to a hotel, we get off the elevator. He's like, left Magellan. We go left. And I'm like, they all look the same. Like everything looks the same. So
yeah. So I mean, I have a pretty good sense of direction, especially when I'm outdoors. It's like there are certain signs that you can follow outdoors that are going to lead you back to civilization if you get lost. So, um, generally pretty good at doing that. It's just when you're in like 3 feet of snow and sweating and cold at the same time, it can get kind of frustrating when you're like have to unstrap your board, and now you're like crossing over rivers.
oh my God.
Doesn't
Let me
happen all
just
the
say
time,
this,
but
like
it has happened.
the mom in
You
me
know,
is like cringing right
yeah,
now,
well,
right? I'm like,
cause there are stories, you hear the stories of like, oh, like skier died in the woods because they got lost. And luckily it's never happened to us. And I don't anticipate it being that way. Um, but it could, again, we're going to a much bigger mountain now. You know, fingers
Well, I'm
crossed we stay
excited for
safe.
you, and let's celebrate technology to keep you nice and safe so you come back to me on
I was
Tuesday.
gonna say, let's celebrate me making it back for our show the week after.
Right? Oh, that's right. I got to find a guest while you're out for this one. You know,
Yeah. Oh, we'll talk about it.
we'll talk about it. I have a few ideas in my head.
Yeah.
So, before we go, I want to talk about celebrating your closings because I remember what it was like to close on my first house and how exciting and nerve-wracking it was. Like, this is, you're not just handed a key, you're handed a lot of responsibility. What are you, now that you've had a few closings, what have they been like with your clients?
They're good. They're like they're emotional sometimes. I mean, I've worked with first time home buyers, a decent amount. So it's an emotional experience,
It
right?
is.
And that's why I got into the business, is for helping people. That's where I thrive, is my relationships with people, my want to help people. And to me, that's why I'm a buyer's agent. It's why I work, because sellers deals are almost more transactional. You know,
Mm-hmm.
like sellers like, yeah, this is what I want to sell my house for. Make me that money, and I'm off. Where it's like buyers, it's a much more relationship experience, where you really have to get to know these people, understand their wants and needs, and help them through the challenges, especially in this market where it's a challenge. It's a very challenging market for buyers right now.
It is.
And it can be super frustrating. It can be really like just tough. It can just be
It's
tough
intense.
for them emotionally, right? Because you're putting in offers that are X amount of dollars over asking price, big money over asking price, and still getting denied, right? Still being told, sorry, someone else was willing to offer more money than the $50,000 you were willing to offer.
Mm-hmm.
So getting to the closing table is
Exciting.
a huge accomplishment for you and for your buyers, and it's great because it creates, I hope to create these lifelong relationships where, okay, great, you have a house now, but if in 3 months you need a electrician, or you need, a chimney sweep, or you're looking for, the best place to get tacos, or a good massage therapist, like, call me, right? Like, especially if you're moving from a different area to an area that I'm helping you move to, it's like, if you need recommendations, like, I'm your, local neighborhood realtor, like, call me, like, I'm here to help you, along the way. Like,
So let's celebrate that. So we've got my husband going back to school, me doing all kinds of weird nerdy tech things, you waking up in your nice warm bed and grateful for just having a roof over your head, the simple things of gratitude, and then your fantastic closings. So sounds like we have a lot to be grateful for and a lot to celebrate. Looking forward to our next question.
Yeah, it's gonna be good.
I'm excited. I'm excited. So we will see everyone in a week, Tuesdays at 8:30. So I'm Brooke Silva.
I'm Matt Howard.
Or this way. I don't know. And we are modern perfect strangers, learning about each other, one podcast at a time.
That's it.
All right, friends. We will see you next week. Take care.
Thanks, guys.